Ever look at crypto prices and just wonder what is actually driving this stuff? Well, it's not just hype. In this explainer, we're going to break down the two powerful economic forces that are in a constant tug of war, shaping the value of pretty much every token out there. So, what really gives a crypto token its value? Look, it's a complicated question, right? You've got technology, community, hype, all that plays a role. But a huge piece of the puzzle, maybe the biggest piece, comes down to one super simple, timeless idea: supply. The core question you always have to ask is how many of these tokens are there? And is that number going up or is it going down? You know, the easiest way to wrap your head around crypto economics is to just think about a pizza. It's the perfect analogy. Is the project constantly adding more slices to the pizza, or is it taking slices away? Adding slices, that's inflation. Removing them, that's deflation. That simple idea is the key to everything we're about to get into.
Okay, so let's dive into that first force, inflation. This is all about the force of more. This is the act of making that pizza bigger by constantly adding new slices to the pie.
Simply put, inflation in the crypto world just means that the total supply of a token is going up. There are literally more of them in existence tomorrow than there are today. The supply is expanding. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Inflation? Isn't that bad? And yeah, in the regular economy, we often see it that way. But in crypto, it's actually a really important, even necessary tool. Projects create new tokens on purpose. They need to pay the people securing the network, right? The miners and validators. They use new tokens to fund growth, development, marketing, you name it. And they need to make sure there are enough tokens out there for people to actually buy, sell, and use them. Let's make this real. Imagine a project starts with exactly 1,000 tokens. Then the network mints another 100 to hand out as rewards. Boom. Now there are 1,100 tokens in circulation. The math is simple, but the consequence is huge. Every single one of those original tokens now represents a slightly smaller piece of the whole project. Your slice of the pizza just got a little bit thinner. Okay, let's flip this completely on its head and talk about the other force, deflation. If inflation is the force of more, deflation is all about the power of less. This is where we start making that pizza smaller. So deflation is exactly what it sounds like. It's the process of actively shrinking the total supply of a token. We're talking about taking slices of our pizza, throwing them away, and making sure they can never, ever come back. And why would you do that? To make every single slice that's left more scarce. So how do projects actually pull this off? Well, they have a few powerful tricks up their sleeve. The most famous one is a token burn. They literally send tokens to a dead-end address, a black hole, where they're destroyed forever. Then you have the original gangster method, like Bitcoin's, a hard-coded supply cap. Only 21 million Bitcoin will ever exist, period. And another popular way is through staking, where users lock up their tokens, which temporarily takes them off the market and reduces the available supply. And the effect here is just as direct, but in reverse. You start with 1,000 tokens, 100 get burned, and suddenly there are only 900 left in the entire world. Instantly, every one of those remaining tokens becomes a little bit rarer. And when something becomes scarcer, well, you know what that can do to its value. Okay, now here is where things get really clever. Because the biggest, most sophisticated projects out there, they don't just pick one or the other. No, they've built these incredible economic engines that actually use both inflation and deflation at the same time. It's a constant economic tug of war. That's right, they're not just inflationary or deflationary. They are this dynamic mix of both. They exist in this constant state of tension, trying to perfectly balance the need to create new tokens to keep things running, with the goal of creating that valuable scarcity by destroying old ones. And the perfect case study for this is Ethereum. It is an absolute masterpiece of economic engineering. On one side, you've got its inflationary engine. New ETH is always being created to pay the validators who secure the network. But then, a few years ago, they introduced a powerful deflationary engine. Now, with every single transaction, a piece of the fee gets burned. Poof, gone forever. And here's the mind-blowing part. When the network gets really busy, when tons of transactions are flying around, this fee burn can get so powerful that it actually destroys more ETH than is being created. Think about that for a second. During these peak times, the total supply of Ethereum is actively going down, making it a deflationary asset. And you can see this whole spectrum right here. You've got Bitcoin, the king of deflation with its famous hard cap. You've got Ethereum with its super sophisticated mix model. Then you have tokens like Binance Coin that have these scheduled regular burns.
And way over on the other end, you have something like Dogecoin, which is purely inflationary by design. Its whole purpose is to encourage you to spend it, not just hoard it.
Okay, so why does any of this matter to you? Well, understanding these forces isn't just some boring economic theory. It's absolutely crucial because it directly translates into how people use and how you should think about these different digital assets.
Because at the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to. A token's economic design shapes human behavior. It's all about incentives. If the supply is constantly growing, it pushes you to either spend it or put it to work by staking it. Because just holding it could mean your slice of the pizza slowly shrinks. But if the supply is shrinking, the whole game flips. The incentive is to hold on for dear life, betting that growing scarcity will make it more valuable over the long run. So from now on, whenever you're looking at any crypto project, from Bitcoin to the absolute newest, craziest altcoin, I want you to ask yourself this one simple question. Is the pizza getting bigger or is it getting smaller? Answering that one question gives you a powerful new lens to cut through all the noise, all the hype, and really understand the fundamental economic forces that are at play.